Super Mario Bros.' file size on the NES is only 32 kilobytes. Where was I? For something that might be expected and predicted, it's still something strange to think about. Nowadays, every single game's file size is, oh my god. Of course, Super Mario Bros. Wasn't the only NES game, let alone the only one with a small file size. Dr. Mario was only 29 kilobytes, and others like Excitebyte and the original Donkey Kong were even lighter. I guess, can you say that for games? The only game that's larger than all kilobyte-sized games is Dragon Quest IV, with a whopping 1 megabyte. The largest game in kilobytes is Kirby's Adventure at 768 kilobytes, which is reasonable given the amount of content. But also contrasts why Dragon Quest IV is at 1 megabyte, but shh. For what this video is about though, many other kilobyte-sized video games came from other consoles before the NES. Of course, I'm talking about the Atari. Atari games are extremely light in file size, which is much more expected. Legendary games like Pong, Asteroids, Breakout, and E.T. only weighed around 1 to 64 kilobytes. Being the first ever video game, Pong weighed under 1 kilobyte. And that is absolutely valid because it has few assets, only 2 towers and a... I don't think I can do this joke. In today's world, there are no modern games that weigh in kilobytes. And if anything, a few indie games on sites like itch.io and GameJolt can weigh in kilobytes, but there are more megabyte-sized indie games since it's difficult to make a kilobyte-sized game nowadays. One game that's well known for its low file size is Animal Well, but it's only around 30 megabytes. And if you haven't understood the video's topic and read the fucking title, we're only talking about kilobyte-sized games. So yeah, kilobyte-sized games are basically extinct. What used to be standard is almost impossible. Back then, developers had to fight for every single byte, every sprite, every sound, and every line of code had to be carefully squeezed into ridiculously small limits. And that's why games like Super Mario Bros. Or Kirby's Adventure feel so intentional. That's what makes kilobyte-sized games so fascinating. They're small, but they're also proof of how creative developers had to be when limits were brutal. So next time you see a massive download size, just remember, some of the most iconic games ever made could literally fit inside a single modern screenshot.